Well, good afternoon everyone, and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now today I thought I'd just have a look at some of my Masdevallias that I've been keeping for the past 12 months or so, and I'm quite enjoying these. So we'll just have a look what I've got. This is just a few of them, and we'll just go through them and see what they require. What I'd like to show you is this Masdevallia Glandulosa, and as you can see, a nice small compact plant, lovely for putting on windowsills and all that. Doesn't take up much room, and absolutely lovely little plant. It was discovered around about 1978 in Ecuador and Peru, and it was called Glandulosa because of the trumpet-like blooms on the inner sides of the petals. They look like they have glands, so that's why it got called Glandulosa. They have the usual. This has flowered many times since I've had it, and it looks like it's stopped now. So when coming spring, it will get repotted again. This one is in a mixture of, I think, tree fern and coconut husk. And now the perfume of these is unbelievable, and it's very, very strong. I know when it flowered in the greenhouse I wondered where the smell was coming from until I went up to the very small blooms they've got, and they smell absolutely beautiful. And if you keep these in the home, I'm sure they'd smell the room out. Regarding light, they will grow and flower better in bright light, which keeps the leaves a pale green colour, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in full sun. But if the leaves are dark green, then that's if you keep them in shade, then they won't flower as well. Now, I'll recommend these plants to be kept in intermediate conditions, with the temperature varying from, what should I say, 12°C at night to 23 or 24 during the day. So they are really intermediate plants. They've got in the winter, I would say, down to about 9 or 10 degrees with a maximum of 15 or 16 degrees. Now, all Masdevallias like to be damp or even wet, but make sure that if you wet the leaves when you're watering them, make sure there's good air circulation, which will dry the leaves off quickly. And when the weather is damp and it's cool and it's in bloom, some of the blooms can develop a type of mouldy effect. So these should be what's that? Nothing. So these should be removed to stop or to prevent any cross infections with the same plant or other plants. You can grow these in baskets, net pots, ordinary pots, or even mounted. But a continually damp substrate is a must. But they should never be kept in a soggy state. You just water them before they come dry. Just water them once a week should suffice in the winter. But during the summer months, when the temperature is much higher, they will require watering more often. And if it gets really hot, they'll probably need watering every day. As regards feeding, you should never overfeed these plants because they hate salts in the medium. Feed them very weakly, once per month, and that should be okay. And the flush, I will give them Epsom salts, another weak solution, every 2 months or so to remove any excess salts. What that will do is the Epsom salts will bind with the surplus salts and remove them when you do flush. The next one I'd like to show you is this Masdevallia Streatella. As you can see, it's another small compact plant, as all the Masdevallias seem to be. But with the difference, this one is a warm growing Masdevallia. And unlike the Glandulosas that I've just shown you, which are found in Peru and Ecuador, these won't come from Costa Rica, and occasionally I hear that they've been found in Venezuela. It's unusual that it is described as a cold to warm growing Masdevallia, because the colour of the blooms are variable, but the main part of the bloom is almost white, with purple stripes, and the sepals can be either green, purple, or sometimes the yellow. It likes the same light as the Glandulosa, but this will take full sun in the cold winter months. As you can see, this one has got a little bud coming here. This is the first one I've had on a Streatella, so I'm very pleased about that. You can grow this in summer from 15°C to 27 centigrade, but temperatures above this can weaken the plant. You know, if it gets up to 30 degrees, it can start making the plants very weak, and that applies to all the Masdevallias. Feeding and watering exactly the same. Nearly let them dry out before you water them again, but make sure they never dry out completely. The next one I'd like to show you is this Variegata that I got from Grossraschner. I think it was the beginning of the year or towards the end of last year. And this has flowered quite a few times, and the flowers last for a long time. It's called the King of Masdevallias, and has been crossed with many Draculas. It's been crossed with Chimera, Dracula gigas, Dracula roslii, etc. And these Variegata are found in the high Andes around Machu Picchu, and they are found growing in full sun, but unfortunately they've all but now disappeared due to overcollection. I was surprised to find that in winter they're like a high of 27 degrees and a low of 6, which gives us a difference throughout the day of 21°C. And they can also stand slightly higher temperatures in summer, but these are classed as cool growing. They like to be potted in, what have I got these in, like a quick drying substrate using small bark with charcoal and a bit of perlite. And I like to repot these Masdevallias at the sort of early spring, every year they should be done. As we said, you know, they like to be damp, but the warmer you grow them, the more water they'll need. You should always allow them to almost dry out before re-watering, and feeding is about the same as the other Masdevallias. But when actively growing, you give them a little bit more nitrogen, and when it's coming towards the blooming season, you give them more phosphorus, which will naturally improve the blooming. Well, that's about all I can say about these Masdevallias. I don't know that much about them. If anybody wants to know a hell of a lot more about them than I do, then get into Mixed Masdevallias on YouTube, and he'll tell you everything you want to know. I mean, he's told me all I need to know about growing Masdevallias, so I'm sure it would help you. This is a Pyxis, and as you see, a nice compact growing plant. This has flowered a couple of times for me. What else have we got? What's this one? Oh yeah, this is an Ignea that's flowered 3 times, but I didn't like the blooms on this much. I mean, it's got plenty of new growths on it. All these are new growths, all these smaller ones, you know, but I suppose the bigger it gets, the better it'll get. What else have we got? That's the Streatella I've shown you. And this is the Glandulosa. So I've shown you 5. And the only Masdevallia I have in bloom is this Auburn Hero. That's been on the plant for a long time. Must be well over 5 or 6 weeks. And there's this one here that's just coming out now. It's a cross between Variegata and Masdevallia Hercules. Well, I've shown you 5 of my Masdevallias, and I've just got a couple more, but they're sort of Variegata, Prince de Galles, and they're much the same as Variegata, but they're supposed to have a deeper colour. They haven't flowered for me yet. So thanks for watching, and I really must get more of these plants. I find them they're fascinating, the flowers are fascinating, and they're quite easy to grow. So I must get some more of these in 2021. So thanks very much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I hope you all have a very prosperous new year. Bye.